All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to build out the blog page. Now, it's like I said in the previous video that we're going to basically copy and paste from the other page that we built so that we don't repeat ourselves. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy the daily podcast and the content, the page name and the nav bar and the footer. And then all we're going to change is from podcast to blog, which here it says audio, but we're going to change it from audio to blog and then listen to read. Okay. And the reason why we're doing that is there's no reason for you to, from scratch, build everything out. Like, you want to build the assets as quickly as you can. And the quickest way to do that is by copying certain groups that you've built throughout this process. All right. So let's go over to our starter page and we're going to go to the podcast page and select the navigation bar. I'm going to right click and copy. We'll paste that into the blog page. And then I'm going to grab the page name, copy that, bring it over, paste it. Okay. And now we're going to move the page name below the nav bar. And then I'm going to grab the daily podcast. Now you'll notice too that in the previous video, I didn't organize the files for the podcast page. So we'll just do that quickly. We're going to make the nav bar the top group. Page name will be second, then the daily podcast and the footer. Okay. And then I'm going to copy the daily podcast. So we'll right click on it and copy, and then I'll paste it into the blog page. Okay. So I'm going to change the title of the page from podcast to blog, and then we'll adjust the area of we'll center the text. Okay. And I'm going to change this from daily podcast to daily blog. And we're going to change the text from podcast to blog. Okay. So I'll double click on that and we'll turn the caps on, type in blog, and then we're going to center this as much as we can till it gives me the cross points in the middle, vertically and horizontally. Then we know that we have it centered. And then we're going to change this from listen to read. Okay. So I'll turn the caps on here. Whoops. Beautiful. And then I'm going to center this as much as we can. So we have beautiful right there. Okay. So I'll save that. Then we're going to do the next. We're going to do that again right down here. So I'll just double click on blog, right click and hit copy, and then double click on podcast and paste that in. And then we're going to center the text again. Okay. And we're going to look for the cross point. So you see it right there, how it has, and I'll zoom in so you can really see it. But when I move this, okay, we're looking for the cross, the four corner cross, basically vertically and horizontally, giving you the center point, your bullseye, your target. Okay. And our target is to center it right in the middle as best we can. Okay. Then I'm going to copy read. I'm going to right click and copy that. And we will scroll down here, double click on listen. I'm going to hit Command V to paste it, or Control V on the PC. And then I'm going to look for the center point, and there it is. Okay. And then for this one, we'll do the same thing. So I'll copy read and copy it to listen, paste it to listen, I should say, and then find the middle point, which is right there. And then we'll change this to blog, all caps, turn that off. And then I'm going to center that. Okay, beautiful. So now we just have two left here. So we're going to change. So we will copy blog here, and then I'll just paste it here. And the reason why I zoomed out is so I can see it. And then I'm going to zoom in a second here. But I want to quickly fill the content in so I don't spend a lot of time on this. And I'm going to zoom in. And when I click on blog, I'm going to look for the center point, which is right there. Beautiful. Then I'll zoom out and I'll do the same down here. Okay. We'll select blog and I'll move it over till we get to the center point, which is right there. We'll save it. I'll zoom out, and then I'm going to change listen to read. Okay, and then we're done with the blog page. Okay, so we'll move that over, and there's our center point right there. I'll copy that, and then we'll do the same down here. Okay, I'll paste that in. I'll grab the selection tool and then move it over on the center point. Okay. Now if I click off and turn the caps off again, I'm struggling because I'm used to being able to utilize the zoom tool with no problems, but Adobe XD has other ideas for me. So I'll right click, we'll copy, and then I'll paste that into the blog page. Okay, and there you go. So now let's go over an overview of what we did in this lecture. Now we basically copied and pasted a lot of content and then just changed the text, which is fine because again, these 3 pages specifically, Learn Tech Now, Podcast, and Blog, are all utilizing the same content. Okay, because these are daily things that I'm doing. So there's going to be a lot of duplication or repetition here, which is fine. And that makes it easy to edit and update as well, because basically you're just updating 3 pages across the board that are the same, but it's video, audio, and then text or reading. So it works. All right. So what we did is we added the navigation, we added the page name, and then added the page name here by copying the daily podcast group. And let's change this from daily podcast to blog. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. That way we know what it is when we go to that page. So let's make sure that we did that on the other one. Okay, so that looks good. So again, you can see the similarities between the 3, but there's a reason why we did that, because it's what's necessary for what we're doing in this project. Because on my actual website, I'm going to have this content up and it'll look similar to this. So that's the blog page. So let's save, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.